What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to show you how to start approaching your sourcing in a more surgical way, in a more resourceful way, ultimately increasing your output, ultimately increasing your efficiency with how you are sourcing, right? We can all agree the better places we can look for products, the more products we'll find, right? That stands to reason when we talk about manual sourcing, searching on sales, right? But that works in the reverse way too. It works when we are reverse sourcing, mapping products from Amazon back to a number of different retail sites. And I'm recording this video right before Thanksgiving, in the days approaching Thanksgiving. And the one thing that I love about the days leading up to any holiday is it's very, very easy to spot smart sellers, right? Smart sellers find and sell products at the maximum opportunity. A lot of that comes when we are talking about seasonal items, Thanksgiving items, Halloween items, Christmas items, Easter items, so on and so forth, right? And so these smart sellers are buying these seasonal products in advance of a specific holiday and selling them at max profit leading up to that specific holiday. And the cool thing is, if we know where to look, we can find them, right? Not necessarily sell that specific product for that holiday, right? Obviously, that would be best case. It doesn't always work like that. Out of stock, timing is off, that sort of thing. But if we can find those specific sellers and ultimately use them as a resource moving forward, well, we're going to create a database of evergreen resources, of evergreen sellers that we can identify when new products get added to their catalog. Right, if we can come up with 10, 15, 20 sellers that we've deemed smart, right, that are taking part in these sorts of opportunities, well, doesn't it stand to reason if we monitor each and every one of those storefronts as the next Easter, as Christmas approaches, as Easter, as Thanksgiving next year approaches, well, we can catch these trends as they happen, right? We can be on the front end of this proactivity as opposed to being reactive now 2 days before Thanksgiving. So I'm going to go over all this in this video, right? So we're here in Keep a Product Finder. That was just a preface. Thanks for the patience. We are here in Keep a Product Finder, and we're going to come down to the text field, right? So really the big goal is we're trying to locate Thanksgiving products, right? There's a number of ways to do it, but one of the easiest ways, the most straightforward ways, is just simply using the text in certain product or product titles to our advantage, right? So this text field, that text filter, is simply going to scour the entire Amazon catalog looking for this particular keyword as any other keyword that we could use in all the product titles, right? So when we search Thanksgiving across the entire catalog, we come up with 2 million products, right? Now, a couple things to note. We don't want to go through 2 million products looking for the good ones, looking for the smart sellers on those good products, right? We don't want to go through all that effort. We have all sorts of filters that we can use to our advantage. Now, the cool thing is, right, because that this is the prime time of Thanksgiving items, right, if we were to be doing this for Thanksgiving right now or for Halloween right now or for Easter, it'd look a little different. But being that we're doing this actively for Thanksgiving products, when those Thanksgiving products are at their peak, we can use sales rank. And so what we can do is say we can use the sales rank sort of trending, right? So we can do, call it 7-day, we can do 30-day drop, or we can do current drops, right? So if I set a maximum sales rank filter of, call it 50,000, say 10,000, right? That's saying in the current time frame, I'm only looking for products that have a max of 10,000. But if I dial back, if I say, okay, but 90 days ago, I'm looking for products that had a minimum of, call it 50,000, being that they were out of season and no one was looking for them, well, that narrows down our subset of products, our results, to 3,000 products. 3,000 products that had a 50,000 minimum sales rank 90 days ago and currently have a maximum of 10,000 rank, right? That means that the products have picked up in velocity, more people are buying them, more people are interested in them, right? That's what you would expect. And so for starters, if we click into here, right, again, 3,000 is still probably far too many that we would want to be going into. Not anything super, super interesting yet, right? We have to do some more work with our filters. First things to note, we see a lot of boxy graphs, right? We see, again, a lot of just not very interesting keeper graphs, a lot of flat lines, right? So we have to account for, and this is just like something that you'll know, there's a lot of private label in the seasonal areas, right? And so to weed out the private label products, we can just use a offer count filter, right? So we can set a minimum offer count of about 10. And look what we did, right? That narrowed it down to 16 products. 16 products that have currently a minimum of 10 offers, but have had 50,000 sales rank minimum 90 days ago and currently maximum of 10,000. Right? So we've gotten very, very warm with the products that we have found. Move this here. And so, in theory, so we see some Amazon. So we might have made the sales rank a little bit too harsh. So let's rework it a little bit. What we can do, and I kind of alluded to this, right? We can actually, instead of setting this sort of criteria with the sales rank, we can do a 30-day drop from, we'll do 50%. Right, so that's saying it's creating an arbitrary metric of the actual sales numbers, but it's saying the 30-day drop is 50%, right? And so look at that, right? So you see in these sorts of sales ranks, you see that green line in the bottom right corner show that sort of slope down, right? And so that's the activity that we're looking for, right? But the last piece of the puzzle is I'm really looking for like some name brand products that I could probably buy from online arbitrage sites, right? I am looking for products where I can probably find other OA sellers, right? So I want to find some name brand products. I'm going to start to play around with some of these filters a little bit more, do the current offer count to 5, drop it down a bit. Again, I want to find some OA opportunity, not necessarily to buy now, although that would be cool. I want to find OA opportunity that I can find that will connect me with smart OA sellers that I can now learn from moving forward, right? And so, again, I'm sifting through a lot of just books, nothing super interesting. Again, we're doing this on the fly, so we're going to troubleshoot together here, which will probably be more beneficial, more valuable for you. So we're going to continue to troubleshoot a bit more. Let's actually do change this to 30. So a little bit less of a severe drop. Again, our filters are lessening, but we're still seeing that dramatic increase. Another thing I want to do is I want to establish a grocery category filter. What this is going to allow us to do is hopefully pinpoint some like grocery seasonal items that I can buy online arbitrage. Now it looks like we're getting, so Starbucks, cake mix, is this Pillsbury? So now we're getting closer, right? So I would suspect that this is probably like an online arbitrage probably bought from like Walmart or something, or it doesn't move very fast, right? But we're buying them from any, typical retail store, grocery stores, that sort of thing. So it's a start, right? That connects us to 10, 13, 7. So there's probably some smart sellers in this 15, 16, offer count grouping, but the product itself doesn't necessarily move all that fast. And so I'm still trying to find a really good indicator. So we'll start over, right? So we'll do clear the entire form. Let's try this. Let's actually come down here and set a minimum review count of, call it 100. Right, we'll go back to our Thanksgiving product in the text. And what the rating or review counter is essentially going to establish is it's going to establish some more historical, longevity, historical performance, right? Because we know that ratings and reviews don't go away on a product listing, right? They accumulate year after year after year. So these Thanksgiving products that are gaining reviews and ratings are generating buzz year after year after year, right? That's what we want, right? Because we want to be able to revisit these sorts of listings. So we will have the Thanksgiving. We're going to set the minimum offer count, again, back to 4 or 10, because that's ultimately going to filter out the private label stuff, right? So we'll set it to maybe 5, 269 products. And now, to drill this to 269 products down even further, now we're going to use the review count, right? And so, again, we're seeing a lot of Amazon stuff, so we could even take care of that. We see some Starbucks, so we're getting closer. Let's eliminate Amazon from the stock, right? So we come down here, eliminate Amazon 80% out of stock over the past 90 days. That brings us down to 94 products. Starbucks again. We keep seeing that Starbucks one. Oat Peanuts, Harvest Indian Candy. Haha. This may be the first really good product that we have found. So Brock's Harvest Corn, probably like a Walmart-ish item, right? Sells fast, though. That's the difference, right? 10, 9, 13, right? A good amount of offers, but this is a home run product because it moves fast, and it's done so year after year after year, right? If we go back to last November, offer count has skyrocketed. It did the same thing, sold at $17, $18 really, really fast. Year after year after year, we see this same sort of activity. Now, the cool thing is this is the first really, really valuable piece of a valuable product that we have found today, right? Because we can do a couple things. First and foremost, obviously we know the products that are on, the sellers that are on this product now, right? Holland Toys and all these FBM sellers who have probably bought it from a Walmart, a grocery store, something like that, something we can replicate. But the cool thing is, right, as we sift through some of these other sellers, it's likely the case that they are selling some other Thanksgiving-related products, right? And that's the value of going through this exercise, right? It's going to connect us to different Thanksgiving products that we may have not been alerted to, right? Different just general products over the course of the year that we may not have been alerted to. And leveraging enough of these smarter sellers is going to benefit us tremendously over the long haul, right? And so these theoretically are 10 or 8, I guess, pretty smart sellers that are sourcing warm products that's easily replicable, right? We can easily take any of these products and map it back to the same sort, to a source, right? Obviously, we could also leverage this specific product, right? 95 from, $4 from DoorDash, so on and so forth, a couple dollars from a bunch of different grocery stores. It's a 2-pack, right? And of course, next year, selling them for even like $8 FBM, right? It's probably pretty quick, pretty light. $8 is not going to cut it, right? But I think we saw like a $4 profit, right? That you can't beat that. $4 profit, $4 buy cost into $5 profit. You cannot beat that, right? $95, 95 cents, that sort of thing, right? So this is an interesting product, something to keep on the back burner for next year. But again, the even more valuable part than the 8 sellers here are the 48 sellers that sold this product last year. And we have access to that information. If we go into the product buy box statistics, we can go into the 365-day view, sort, average price, highest to lowest. Well, now we can see some of the sellers that were on it last year, right? We see this seller 7 months ago, 192 reviews, 46 degrees latitude. They probably have some other interesting products that they have since added, right? Obviously, this one again. So they've sold it 2 straight Thanksgivings, and they have probably... See, this is a Thanksgiving item, right? You can see that sales rank drop. Maybe not Thanksgiving, but like winter Q4-ish item. Christmas stand, 5 feet tall, Christmas decorations. This is the value of what we're trying to do here. This is the value of just surrounding ourselves, being keen to smart sellers, right? This one seller now connected us to all this Christmas stuff that we may not have been alerted to, all from using an initial interesting product. And that's the theme here, guys. That is the exercise. That is the practicality of what I'm trying to show you, is just being aware of how to find smart sellers, being aware of how to use the information that they provide, has now connected us to this storefront, which has probably a bunch of profitable stuff, a bunch of valuable stuff that we can now flip for a profit and use to continue to build our business and build a powerful everlasting business. So that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was valuable. If you did, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment on the video, and we'll see you in the next one.